Call this meeting to order of the Ellettsville Town Council, Monday, September 14th, 2020. Mike, would you like to lead us in the pledge? Thank you, Mike. You could barely hear him, but I heard him there. Jimmy, would you like to lead us in prayer?
I will, Mr. President. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you again this evening, and again we ask you to lead and guide us through this difficult time we have, to lead and guide our eyes and our conversations, and just make them so we make the right decisions for this little town. We ask that you bless those lost loved ones, be with our nation's leaders, and be with us throughout this turmoil. I say in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Sandy, roll call.
Dan Swafford,
Here.
Scott Oldham,
Here.
William Ellis,
Here.
Trevor Sager, Pamela Samples.
Here.
All right, first thing on the agenda approval of the minutes for the regular meeting, August 24th, 2020. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion and second. Is there any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, Sandy, roll call?
Dan Swafford,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Pamela Samples.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next item, action to pay accounts payable, vouchers and payroll. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, Sandy, roll call?
Dan Swafford,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Trevor Sager. Oh, sorry, Pamela Samples.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, there's no resolutions. Ordinance on first reading, pre-adoption of the 2021 budget, ordinance 2020-24. So who is this? Sandy, do you want to start?
Well, this is just the pre-adoption public hearing. So if anybody has anything to ask from the public, this is their time to speak. I did have to make one change since I talked to you last. The Parks Board budget, whenever I started to enter it into Gateway, I was required to reduce that by $2,000 to make it work. So that budget actually went down $2,000.
Okay. Well, what do you mean you reduced it to make it work? Explain that, please.
Well, there wasn't enough cash and growth in that fund to increase they'd asked for a $10,000 increase in materials and, well, in the improvements. And there just wasn't enough tax rate and cash there to support it. So I had to reduce it down to $8,000 additional.
Okay. Thank you. Any council have any comment on this? Questions?
Just a question to Jimmy. Is that an issue, reducing the $2,000?
Who's that for, Scott?
You.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'd like to have the extra money, but we're looking at lights on the trail for early next year and possibly lights in a new parking lot late next year. Sandy and I are working to try to figure out whether we can do that or not. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're good.
Sandy, I just have a question on this. I assume this is what's in the packet. Where there's the adopted budget, the adopted tax levy, just the differences in the two. If you could just kind of run through that real quick.
Let me shut a door. My grandkids are upstairs. I'll be right back. I'm having trouble hearing.
All right. It must be grandkid night because the last 2 Mondays of the council, I've had grandkids too. So same here.
Okay, tell me your question again, William.
On the packet, on the adopted budget compared to the adopted tax levy, why they're different?
Okay, well, there's miscellaneous revenues that support the other expenses of the budget. So the tax levy is the property tax amount that we're going to receive to pay for the budget. So there's a lot of miscellaneous revenues. It's not all property tax. So this just shows the amount of property tax. Does that make sense to you?
It absolutely makes sense. I just wanted, if anybody was following along, kind of what this comes from.
And then so the general fund is $1,210,633 in property tax. The public safety LIT is all local income tax. And the lease rental is a tax levy of $291,024. Would you like for me to go through all those, William?
No, not at all. I was just
Okay.
The answer to my question, that's way if the public or any other council member saw this and saw there's differences, just kind of the adopted tax levy being strictly from property taxes, and that we have other revenue coming in. It doesn't mean we're short all that. I just wanted everybody to be clear, especially the public watching.
Okay, thanks.
Any other council comment or questions? A quick question, Sandy, did we get more money in for the planning department or the planning commissioners?
Yes, I added the Board of Zoning Appeals will now get $50 per meeting, I believe. And so will the Plan Commission.
Okay. All right, if no other council comment, we will open this up to the public. Is there any public comment? And if you would, just raise your hand and we will call on you. Raise your hand feature, sorry. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Give it another minute or so here. Russ, go ahead.
Just curious, I think this is a question we probably can't get a solid answer to tonight, but how do we stand looking forward with the budget we are proposing for this coming year, given the overall situation of governmental finances? Are we comfortable with this spending level, looking to the future and what our limits might be, question mark?
Well, the state, of course, gives us the guidelines for quite a few different revenues, and the tax rate is what I base the budget on. And over the last decade, we've been building our operating balance substantially. And with the addition of the public safety local income tax, that took some money away from the general fund. So that also helped to build our operating balance. So yes, I'm comfortable. It's hard to predict the future, of course, but the state at least predicted enough for 2021 to make me feel comfortable with this budget.
Okay, so we're within the state guidelines. Thank you.
Yes, and we'll maintain just under $1 million operating balance after we meet all of our expenses for the next 18 months.
Would the state let us spend into that reserve money if we came up short money, say 2 years from now, to cover our existing salary level?
Yes, as long as you have an operating balance that, can maintain a little bit of fluctuation, then you're pretty safe.
Okay, so we've got some coverage short of borrowing money. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Russ. Is there anyone else? Seeing none, we shall move on. And this was just the pre-adoption. This will be on the next meeting for final approval. I'm sorry, was someone? Must have been feedback. All right, moving on. There are no ordinances on second reading, no old business. Flood on the flood report, flood remediation plans. Who is this, or is this just a?
That's Michael Farmer.
Go ahead, Mike.
Well, recently I passed on a check to purchase the Vine Street property at 104 West Vine. I believe that's the correct address. And we took it to Darla's office, and she's working through the court to obtain possession of that property. And I believe, and jump in there, Darla, if you need to, I believe that'll be settled sooner than later. With that said, we'll now own 104 West Vine and 105 East Vine, which are adjacent properties. It's a large piece of property that is integral to flood remediation as proposed by Christopher Burke and Andrew Miller, who is the engineer. So I've had the chance to talk to adjacent property owner to the east, which would be GL Chandler, and he is open. He is open to considering his property as well for flood remediation. And then there's a final piece of property just to the east of him. It's a small piece, but it will add to a property that we could shelve, if you will, and help with the flood remediation. And that property has been in play. We was going to trade it with the people that own the Village Inn. With all that said, if we can come to an agreement with GL and obtain the property that the Village Inn owns across Vine Street on the north side, it would double the size of the properties that we could utilize for flood remediation. If we're going to do flood remediation, we need to move forward with a flood plan, and that would be drawings and specifications and all that comes with that. Christopher Burke has given us a proposal for doing just that. And I don't ask for permission to move forward tonight, but I want everyone to be aware that it's something that we need to decide sooner than later if we want to move forward with flood remediation in the downtown area. So I really brought it up tonight for questions and to just put that out there so we can start the process of deciding what to do. I'm not sure where we'll get $56,000, and I expect it to be if we can obtain extra property. I expect that number to go up, not substantially, but a few $1,000s. But so, we're looking at least $60,000 for a flood plan. So once we get a flood plan, then we'd engage our own workforce to begin the process and determine if there's anything we can't do ourselves, and then proceed if that's what the board wants to do. But like I said, I'm not asking for permission tonight, but I do expect questions either tonight or in the near future so we can decide what to do, maybe even at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mike. Is there any council questions or comments for Mike?
I just want to thank Mike for giving us a heads up so we're not surprised by things at the last minute, especially if we need money.
I agree, William. Would the public like to ask any questions or comments?
Can't find the hand.
Go ahead.
Can't find the hand.
I see your hand. Go ahead.
Okay, I can't find the hand on the meeting. I'm a little concerned. I heard Mike talk and I kept hearing him say, if you're going ahead, if you're going ahead. I'm a little concerned with that word if.
I think that's just there just because the unknown factors right now and the money involved and stuff. But yeah, we are definitely making plans to go ahead by purchasing all the property. So yes, there's nothing being
Okay.
stalled.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we shall move on. Darla, did you have something for new business? Did I read that right?
I did, but it's not exactly the facts I set out for you in the email. Back in its June 22nd meeting of this year, the town council considered a memorandum of understanding between the town and the county with regard to services to be provided by the county building inspector to basically finish out the building permits that the county had until the town could get ensconced in its own building department. And I had thought that the town council had passed that or approved that MOU, and we sent along to the county for approval. And Kevin Talati reminded me that the council did not pass that at the June 22nd meeting. What the motion at the June 22nd meeting was a motion for Kevin to proceed to try to attempt to get some figures or some costs for an independent contractor to do that work. In any event, this is coming up again because County Attorney Dave Schilling wants to know what the town's intent is because the county is planning their budget. So I don't think the council needs to do anything. There's no approval to revoke at this point because it did not come up again on our radar screen, but I just wanted to bring it up in case someone on the council wanted to revive that issue. If not, I'll just tell Dave Schilling that we're not interested, and so we can go on.
Okay, does the council have questions for Darla? So if we don't do anything, we're still proceeding as is with our planning department, correct?
Yes, yes. It's my understanding that the two new planning department inspectors are basically taking care of everything right now, so.
Okay. What would you advise us to do at this time?
If the council's not interested in reviving it, and if we don't need it, just do nothing. As I said, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that the county attorney was asking me what our intent was. And if you're not interested, you're not interested, so.
I'm thinking with the stipulations that they put into that, I can tell you, I have no interest in it.
Anyone else?
How's Kevin feel about it, though?
Well, at the time I was asking for that, we didn't have an inspector that could handle commercial permits. We now do, so there's no reason for the agreement at all. We can do everything on our own.
I agree. All right, unless there's anything else on that, we will move on. Okay, Town of Ellettsville website. Who's this?
This is Denise in the planning department. And there may be a few members on the town council not aware, but in October of 2018, we received a Smithville Community Foundation grant in the amount of $12,725 to fund a complete new website design for the town. The website went live last week. It looks pretty good. The new website was designed to be progressive and has a focus on community, business, and visitors. Each town department has its own web page within the website. Data on the web page and different options will continue to expand as we go along. It has features such as breaking news, news items, a calendar. Citizens can now sign up for e-notifications. They can be I think they can specify if they want sent town council agendas, they can sign up, or just different things within the town. The internet address for the new website is https:// Ellettsville .in.us. And we hope everybody will look at the new website and enjoy it. Each department has their own person to update their web pages. And I think that's about all I have to say.
Thank you, Denise. I'm looking at it right now. It looks very, very nice. Looks a lot better than what we had. And the old site has been taken down, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Yes, it's wonderful. I would suggest everyone to get on the website and check it out.
Thank you.
Any council questions for Denise? Would the public like to ask anything about our new website? Russell, go ahead.
Yes, I'm looking at it. I think it's wonderful. I have a suggestion. With us using Zoom for meetings, you have a upcoming meetings page, which is sort of a second tier page. I would like to see a link to the upcoming meetings right on the home page. I'm going to click my other computer here.
It is on the home page down at the bottom. Listing of meetings by the calendar.
I see upcoming events. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, those are the meetings.
Okay. But then you've got an upcoming meetings page. Would you consider putting an upcoming meetings symbol right up there at the top with online bill paying, agendas, minutes, and municipal codes? So it's obvious that when if you're not familiar with the web page, you just go up there and it says, here, I click here and I see the upcoming meetings.
I'll check into it.
Okay, just a suggestion. Another thing I would like to see, and this is gets a little broader than just the web page design. For our Zoom meetings, I would like to see a link with each meeting announcement, how to attend the meeting, so that the public is aware that, hey, you can dial in and attend these meetings.
Okay.
Denise, would that not be underneath the notifications? Like I see town council notices. Can you click that and and Ellettsville News, would that not bring you up to the Zoom meetings?
It should if the agenda's been put on the web page for whatever meeting is taking place.
Okay. All right.
And there'll be a little bit of learning curve for us participants to learn how to keep everything posted. It just went live last week, and I do know there's several things we need to get caught up on. So give us a little time to get that done, please.
Absolutely, but where you've got agenda and minutes, I would suggest we make that upcoming meetings, and for each meeting you can list the agenda and also have the minutes for the completed meetings, and on certain meetings you could even post the link to a packet. We had a wonderful BZA meeting last Wednesday. We had 88 participants.
Wow.
And we had live video of the property under discussion when people were commenting about how it impacted their property. So
Nice.
I would hope that we keep this Zoom option. I have an inquiry into CATS, technically what type of difficulty we might get into. But even when we go back to normal reality and fill the meeting room and have meetings in person, I would hope we keep a Zoom option to all meetings so people can attend. It does seem to really spruce up our attendance. When you can get 88 people to a BZA meeting, that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Russell. Is anyone else from the public like to have a question or comment? Seeing none, we shall move on. We'll open up the privilege of the floor. Does anyone in the audience have anything they would like to discuss on that are non-agenda items? Okay, I'm not seeing anything. We shall move on to supervisors' comments. Mike Corman, I know you have something.
Yes, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we established or the council did, I'm sorry, a waiting list for the position of sergeants. And I want to bring the 2 names to you for your consideration as a public safety board. These positions are budgeted, and those names were Travis Abrams and Matt Seabot. Both have been with the fire department for a while, and they have passed muster with the officers, and we want to promote them to the rank of sergeant. Travis Abrams and Matt Seabot.
All right. Does this need a council vote or?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
I would move that we promote both of the aforementioned gentlemen to the rank of sergeant.
I will gladly second that.
Motion and second. Any council comment or questions? Any public comment?
I have
Go ahead.
one. Just congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you. Any public comment? Seeing none, Sandy, roll call?
Dan Swafford,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Pamela Samples,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. Is that it?
That's it for me.
All right. Tell them congratulations from us.
Will do.
All right. Mike Farmer, do you have any?
I do. I just wanted to update everyone on our shut-off policy and let them know that we sent out notices last month on the 19th or 20th, I can't remember. And the notice says that shut-offs will begin on September 17th for the board's request. We are allowing up to 12 months for payments of large sums of debt. Anything over $240 will allow for 12 months, and anything under will allow 6-month payments. And we're pretty flexible about that as well. We're trying to take a real soft approach to easing our way back into compliance and payment as opposed to shut-offs. So we've been really busy for the last few days. We have 24 people that have agreed to a plan. We have about 257 people that still haven't paid as of Monday, which is a normal amount of people for this, for this cycle, the way we go about our business. I will say Richland Township trustee is working with some of our customers to help them. And we do have a couple churches working with us and the customers as well. So any questions about that? Okay. And then the only other thing I would say is we utility crews. Actually, we are using some of the street department crews, so I'll call them dang, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, we started a project to connect 12-inch fire main that goes west on Highway 46, beginning about where Red Hill Road is. And we're putting in about 1,500 feet that will interconnect a large diameter water main that comes from Ellettsville from the south. And it's part of our master plan. We've had it for more than a decade. And so we're going to finish that. That will help supply water to Keehee and that area. And so it's a major improvement to our water system. And so it'll improve fire flows and water quality. So it's a pretty big project. And like I said, we've had it in the works for quite some time. So if you go out 46, you'll see our crews working alongside 46. And so it'll be an upgrade to our water system. Other than that, that's all.
Thank you, Mike. Hey, Mike, before I forget, after the meeting, will you give me a phone call?
Yes. When do you want it tonight?
Yes, please, if you don't mind, or tomorrow.
I'll do
That's
it. I'll
fine.
do it right after the meeting.
Okay. All right, Kevin, do you have any updates for us?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Jeff Farmer, are you here? I don't think Jeff's here. Jimmy?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. Danny, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't have much. The only thing I was wanting to say is our grant we got for paving the street is supposed to, they're going to start milling on it Thursday. So they're getting ready to mill and pave the streets here this week.
Danny, you were cutting up on us. Can you say it again real quick?
Yeah, I just want to say that the grant we had for the paving this year is going to be starting Thursday. They're going to start milling Thursday.
All right. Thank you.
Danny, can we
Anything else?
publish a list of what streets are getting milled when? Do you know?
I don't know where they're going to start. I really don't.
Okay.
They just, today they called me and said, we're ready to come. And that's all I know.
Thank you. Anything else, Danny?
No, that's all.
Okay. Kip, do you have something?
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit on to what Danny said. Part of the Community Crossings grant was the addition of a new sidewalk on Edgewood Drive. Milestone had started that about a week or so ago. I was up by there today. It's probably 80 to 90% complete by Milestone. There'll be a little bit of dirt work and seed and straw that we'll do later after they're done in there. But just wanted to know that the sidewalk's pretty well about complete there from the junior high going to Reeves Road. And that's all I've got.
Great. Danny, speaking of the high school, have you heard anything about the caution signs or anything yet?
No, we haven't. We really haven't had a chance to do any more checking into that. We spent most of the last week or two getting Hard Straight ready for them to pave. So we've really been out of the office and we haven't got much done on that.
Great. All right. I'm just curious. All right. Did I miss anyone? I think I covered everyone.
Can I loop back to Jimmy Durnall for a minute?
Sure.
Jimmy, we had a bunch of signs stolen in Meadowlands area and a couple others. I just want to address the news that you shared with me earlier so the public knows what's going on.
Go right ahead. Yeah. Officer Bolin today contacted a bunch of teenagers or juveniles, and they just had a wild hair that they'd go out and take some signs, and they're putting them all back this evening. They should be done by dark this evening. So good job by Officer Bolin.
Good job on your entire department, so thank you. And to be clear, it wasn't politically motivated by any, it was just teenagers being teenagers.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll move to council comment. Pam, you need anything?
No, I just have one little question. Are we going to keep doing Zoom meetings until the Rowe County Health Department opens things back up more, or what's going on with that?
Darla, I guess I'll ask you, when do the Zoom meetings expire? Do you?
I believe the governor's most recent order extended them to October 3rd.
Okay,
So that's what we're going by the governor?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's just one more meeting then? Unless council wants to do something else. Go ahead, Darla. I'm sorry.
Unless it's extended again by the governor, so.
True. Okay. Anything else, Pam?
No, that's it. Just curious.
Okay. Scott, you have anything?
No, thank you.
William? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that. Any council comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, Sandy, roll call?
Dan Swafford,
Yes.
Scott Oldham,
Yes.
William Ellis,
Yes.
Pamela Samples.
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting dismissed at 7:05.
Thank you.